Hi, my name's Alanna Viscaino. I was born in Danville, Pennsylvania. I have one sister, her name's Marissa, and she's 18 months older than me. Um, Whenever I was a kid, I wanted to be the center of attention. I just wanted to be that class clown that everybody loves and jokes with and laughs with. And I did that. In 7th grade, I actually won class clown, and I was so proud of it. And growing up, I wanted to be accepted and I wanted to belong in a group. And I didn't really care what group that was. I just wanted to be in a group. And I found that group, and it was cheerleading for me. And I cheered all through middle school and high school with the same girls. They became like my second family. I looked up to them. They were there for me at times when my family wasn't. The only bad thing to that was that none of them are Christians and they all did things that were wrong. So all my role models were people doing worldly things. My dad is an alcoholic. He was raised Mormon and he still is a Mormon believer. My mom was raised by Christians, but she is a non-believer. And my sister, she's a believer, but she doesn't go to church consistently, and I feel like she was more in depth in her faith when we were younger, more so than she is now. She's kind of fallen away. But the friends that I did have in high school, I partied with them, and I just wanted to fit in, so I did anything that was considered normal in high school. So that was going to parties and trying new things at parties, and I just did whatever I saw the older girls do. So if they had boyfriends and they did things with boys, I did those same things. And I really didn't know who I was, and I was trying to find myself through all those things and be that popular girl that, does all those things that people look at as cool or whatever it was that I needed to do to fit in that moment. It wasn't until I was ripped away from that I realized how bad it was. I moved to Parkersburg, West Virginia when I was a junior in high school, and I hated my parents for it. We moved here for my stepdad's job, and I did not want to be here. I didn't want to try. I didn't want to fit in, but I met my good friend Sydney Anderson, and we started hanging out, and she said, "Would you like to come over and spend the night?" I was thrilled because it was my first friend, and I was like, sure. She said, "There's one catch. If you sleep over, you have to go to church." That bummed me out because I was like, church is boring. I don't want to go. I started going with her. She became one of my best friends. And as I started going to church, I met people like Lacey Bortel, who's one of my best friends now, and all the people in the youth group like Eleanor Hardy and, just my friends. And when I started hanging out with them, I was like, this is a group that I want to be a part of. These are great influences. I learned that you can have fun and not do bad things. And so I kind of just made that my own. They showed me it, but I was like, I really want to do this. This is a turning point in my life where I want to be a follower of Christ. I went to work camp, and my youth minister at the time, Ryan Ice, was like explaining how important it is to be baptized and to represent, that you want to be a follower of Christ through baptism. And I said, that's something that I want to do. So that night I went to him and I was baptized in the fountain, and that was a turning point for me in my faith. And, I still mess up after that, which it's going to happen time again. But, I think that it really helped me to try to push myself and challenge myself to be a better person and live for Christ. And now when I go to church, I see it as a place where I need to absorb all the information I can from the sermons, from the elders, from my friends, from their parents, and just learn everything that I can so I can teach somebody else that needs Jesus. I want to be that friend like Sydney was for me. If you sleep over, you have to come to church, and just get them in even when they feel so negative about it, and show them that it really is a fun place, and it's a place where those people just become your family. And a verse for me that really has got me through life and that I still live by today is Ecclesiastes. It's in chapter 3, verses 1 through 8. It goes into detail about how there's a purpose and time for every season. And this for me is just, it's really cool because it shows that, you know, there is a time and place for everything, and it gives purpose to everything in my life. And it's personal for me because this is a verse that is one of my sister's favorites as well. And when we had trials in our life, or our family was struggling, you know, we would just get together and read this verse, and it kind of just told us that everything was going to be all right. No matter what happens, it's just a time, and we're going to get through it. And it's a verse that really just helped me through that. And now I'm still that person that wants to be the center of attention, but it's that person that wants to be the center of attention and give that attention to God for His glory. And, you know, I want people to see me and still laugh with me and still notice who I am, but in a way of like, I want what she has, and I want to be able to give it to them and say, you know, you can have what I have because it's the Holy Spirit and it is God's love. And I just want to teach them and show them, you know, the way God changed my life, He can change other people's lives. And I guess that just becomes my mission. I want to be that person that's like a pusher, and I want to, you know, push people out of, you know, I feel like I was one of those people that was like, I was on the rocks. Like, I don't know if I want to be a believer. I know who God is, but it was that push that got me into the church and got me involved and really changed my way of thinking. So my message today that I want to share with you guys is that there are no such thing as lost causes. And no matter how much somebody, you know, seems like they're totally not interested in church, or you think that you can never change their way of thinking, I mean, you have to put all your faith in God. And for one, I need to believe that as well. And I pray for my dad every day that he'll stop drinking and that he'll put his faith in God, and that my mom will put her faith in God. I mean, I want to see my parents in heaven, and if I gave up on them, you know, that wouldn't be right. So I just want you guys to know that there are no such thing as lost causes, and God is amazing, and He can do anything, and He can use you to save absolutely anybody.